My name is Stephanie Carlyle, and I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor, or LCPC, in the state of Maryland. I'm also currently a regional clinic director at Thriveworks. So today we're talking about anxiety, and as far as I can remember, I've had a passion for helping others. I've had extensive experience with working with clients with a variety of different mental health conditions, from behavioral challenges to depression, anxiety, traumatic brain injuries, and developmental disorders. However, my main passion is working with those who experience anxiety. Why is that? Because I too have anxiety. It's something that I have experienced just about my entire life, and I've found ways to help myself to be able to better manage it. And I've done this through therapy. So in my profession, my goal is to help others learn how to manage their anxiety symptoms and to live more fulfilling lives in which they can thrive. So despite the fact that several of my family members have also experienced anxiety and depression, OCD, mental health was not a topic that we discussed in my household or my family in general. It was really important that we just act as if everything was okay. But the truth is, we aren't always okay. A lot of times we have different things going on that are really affecting us emotionally and maybe even impacting our ability to function. So personally, I've spent a large portion of my life really suffering from anxiety. As a kid, we often talked about how I was afraid of everything. My mom often joked about, she'd come to pick us up from school and she would say, "Let's go get an ice cream." And I'd have a total anxiety meltdown, which probably today I'd call a panic attack, about straying from the routine. So it wasn't time for ice cream, it was time to go do homework. What kid says that? Those with anxiety do. It kind of became a joke instead of really addressing it. I kind of thought for the rest of my life, or at least most of it, that anxiety is just the way it is for me. It's something that I have to deal with, and it's not something I can really change. That's just the way it is. But the truth is, with professional help and a desire to change, we can learn strategies that will help us to be able to change these anxious thoughts and feelings and change our behaviors so that we can function in a more fulfilling way. My goal as a mental health professional is to work to decrease the stigma associated with mental health conditions. We don't have to hide these things. As a matter of fact, talking about it can really make things better. We can get the help that we need, and we can also find out that we're not alone in this. My job is to help instill hope in others, hope for change and hope for a better life. So today we'll start with learning how to leave anxiety behind. Again, as an effort to instill hope for all of you out there that are suffering from anxiety, I am living proof that you can learn how to manage anxiety symptoms. You can get in front of a camera, you can talk to people, you can help others without them thinking that you're crazy or you thinking that you're going to have a heart attack. At Thriveworks, we believe that everyone can benefit from counseling and working with a caring and well-trained professional. Our mission at Thriveworks is to help others lead more fulfilling lives. How do we do this? We teach individuals what ways work best for them to be able to change those thoughts that might not be so helpful and the behaviors that go along with them. The purpose of this class today is not meant to be a cure-all. You're not going to finish this and think, you know what? I'm never going to have anxiety again. That's not a realistic and probably not even a beneficial goal for us to have here. Truly, the goal is to just learn about what triggers our anxiety, how we can cope with it, and how we can talk about it so that it doesn't have power over us quite as strongly as it does now. In today's class, we're going to learn about the different types of anxiety, their signs and symptoms, and how to better manage them. We can take these skills with us throughout our day. We'll learn how to manage our thoughts that might create more anxiety and manage our feelings that trigger some intense behaviors, like avoiding situations or feeling like we're going to pass out. We're also going to learn about what our triggers for anxiety are, as some are different for different people. And finally, today, we're going to learn about how our loved ones can help us when we are experiencing anxiety. And hopefully, our loved ones will have a better understanding of what we deal with and how to support us so that we can learn to live more functional and thriving lives. So, just as a quick word of caution before we really get into this, I want to point out that talking about anxiety can sometimes make people with anxiety feel anxious. I used to joke when I was in college that learning about anxiety makes me have anxiety. Well, today it's important that we check in with ourselves throughout and make sure that we're feeling okay. So periodically, I'll check in to see how everyone's doing. I invite you to do the same. If you notice that you're feeling anxious in any way, your heart is racing, maybe you're having trouble concentrating, take a break. Push the pause button. Try one of the coping skills that you know works for you, like deep breathing, taking a walk, or even talking to someone that you trust. It's okay to take a break and come back. All right, so let's get started on our journey to leaving anxiety behind.